Welcome to Merriweather High. Melinda Sordino begins her story on the very first day of her very first year of high school. She's her bus's first pick of the morning. She's uneasy and shuffles through the bus, contemplating the perfect position. She takes her seat, thinking it's the perfect point to spot out her friends from the past summer, Nicole, Ivy, and Rachel. But as the driver picks up more and more kids, she notes that most of them, at least the ones she knows, are glaring at her as they pass. They arrive at their high school and get herded into the auditorium. Everyone has a clique, a group of their own. All of her former friends have separated and joined new groups of their own. It becomes notably clear that she has become an outcast. She eventually sits, trying to ignore the glares and disdainful chatter that's been buzzing all around her, and Heather, a new girl in town, sits next to her. Her third period is social studies. Her teacher is tall and intimidating-looking man named Mr. Neck. Before she even gets a chance, he labels Melinda as trouble. After her third period class, she makes her way to the lunchroom. She gets her food, and now the hard part comes. She looks out into the sea of kids, her peers, her former best friends, and considers her options, not knowing where to sit. Her thought process is interrupted by a warm, gooey thwop of potatoes landing across her chest. A roar of laughter breaks loose throughout the entire cafeteria, and she bolts toward the door. Art follows lunch. Her teacher, Mr. Freeman, is eccentric, but in a good way. He's filled with passion. He presents a broken globe filled with papers, different destinies written on scraps, and passes it around the room. Each student picks their piece, and whatever word is written is the subject they will be focusing on in that class for the rest of the year. Melinda draws the word tree. The first 2 weeks of school pass. Melinda starts to befriend Heather. Melinda's parents are rarely home when she is, and when they are, they kind of avoid each other. After study hall one day, she is spotted in the hall by Mr. Neck. She pretends she doesn't see him and initiates a chase through the rest of the students in the hall. She manages to run into an abandoned janitorial closet and decides this is the perfect place for her. Heather spots Melinda in the halls and drags her to a pep rally one day. Heather introduces her to the kids sitting behind the two of them. They recognize the name. "Aren't you the one who called the cops at Kyle Rogers' party at the end of summer?" Her heart skips a beat, remembering the party. She did go to the party, and she did call the police breaking up the party. She wants to speak up and explain why she called, but she can't get the words out. Halloween comes and passes, and Heather has found a new clan, the Marthas. They wear seasonally appropriate, expensive, coordinated outfits and run every do-gooder campaign there is. Heather asks Melinda for help in the projects the rest of the Marthas give her, but always takes credit. Just before the end of the first marking period, she sees it round the corner in the hall. She has avoided it this far into the year, but they go to the same school. They had to bump into each other at some point. It winks and smiles. She feels like vomiting.